If you want to spend so much time with the boys, you shouldn't have a girlfriend. Maybe you should have a boyfriend. I'm gonna put the girls on to how to know if he's really wasting your time. Guys that do that, it confuzzles me. Apology with no action is manipulation.
Don't be texting, don't be calling, say it's so.
Now I have to do a hat check because the hat was a last minute thing. But honestly, the baseball cap is the vibe. I'm not gonna lie. This is very true to law IRL because I really wear this hat all the time. Boom, the mic's on. Hi. Welcome back to the Ladies Always Win podcast. I am your host, Law. Miss Ladies Always Win herself. And I'm just so happy that you're here today with me, giving me some time, some time in your little ear, in your AirPods, in your Bluetooth speaker, whatever you're doing. Tag me on Instagram. Let me know how you guys listen to the podcast. I'm very curious, but I'm just glad that it's me and you hanging out because today's topic is how to know if he's wasting your time, okay? Which you're probably like, whoa, Law, you kind of just jumped into that. Exactly. Because it's about how we don't want to be wasting time. But no, for realsies, whatever you guys are doing, shout out to y'all for coming by. Feel free to call the hotline if you need some advice about something. Yeah, if you haven't left us a review, please do. If you haven't left us a review, please do. I like that. Maybe make that a little slogan in the future. But yes, so today we're talking about how to know if he's wasting your time. I'm very passionate, okay, about this topic because time is of the essence. Time is the only thing that you can never get back. And to think that men rob women of time so much, it makes me so upset because it's like, dude, you can never get that time back. You know what I mean? And like, forget about the whole biology of a woman and what that can do for her and what that can mean for her. But just like for anybody, honestly, even like men and women aside, because women do this to men. This is like a universal, just human thing. But just to waste somebody's time is like, you're evil, bro. Like to do it and like know that you're doing it. Like, you know what I mean? Some people, they're down bad. They're just immature, whatever. And they don't really realize it. But the people that intentionally will waste someone's time. But again, I saw this thing actually that said, if you can't understand like why they did that, be glad. Because I don't even want to be in the frame of mind that they are to understand and be able to rationalize that kind of behavior. I actually don't even want I don't want my brain to be able to put two and two together. You know what I mean? I'm actually glad that it just keeps me unbuffered because that means we're not in the same, mind frequency. I don't want to be having those thoughts like, oh, enough. But yes, I'm super passionate about this because I just feel like I had my time wasted so that you can save yours. You know what I mean? I've been in dynamics where my time was being so wasted and I didn't realize it. And I was in such denial. And I wish that a video like this or a podcast like this or a TikTok video like this would have came across my whatever. And maybe in that moment, something would have clicked for me and I would have realized, nah, I got to get about this. And maybe it would have saved me a month, a week, 2 days, like anything. I just feel like, man, I wish. And that's why, again, I'm really like trying to make content for my younger self. And that's why, honestly, we're doing this episode is because I thought about this person that wasted all my time and was like, you know what? I'm going to put the girls on to how to know if he's really wasting your time. And we're going to get right into it. And number one is he does not prioritize spending time with you. Red flag, red flag. Red flag. If he wants to hang out with the homies more than he wants to hang out with you, like guys that do that, it confuzzles me. That's what I used to say when I was younger. Like it's a level up from confused. I'm confuzzled. What does that even mean? How are you? If you want to spend so much time with the boys, you shouldn't have a girlfriend. Maybe you should have a boyfriend. If you enjoy spending that much time with male counterparts, more than you would a female counterpart, perhaps you aren't attracted to women. Not to say that men should not be hanging out with their male friends in a relationship. 1,000%. That is super important. But I'm talking about in these cases where the guy just doesn't ever want to see his girlfriend. It's just like that be putting up a question mark to me. And again, that's a huge sign that he's wasting your time, because him not hanging out with you, you're still using the time up, babe. You're still losing the time, effort, and energy thinking about when's the next time, oh man, like when is he gonna hit me up and when is he gonna ask me to hang out? And okay, I used to count the days. I had a note in my phone. Crazy. I remember when I lost my mind. That was me. I had a note on my phone because I would keep track of how many days it would take him to like ask to see me. And I was realizing days were going by, weeks were going by, and he was not suggesting it. He wasn't pressed about it. And I'm just like, and yours, I'm supposed to, like, we have a title of girlfriend. Like, it's not even on some like, we're feeling each other out. This was like a relationship. I'm using quotes now. So it's like, it's just a big red flag. And again, you lose that time regardless. Again, you lose your time regardless because you are going to spend that time wondering, thinking about it. And a lot of times the guys that do this, they will lead you on knowing they're not going to see you just so that they can say that they tried. Right? So you can never hit them with the, oh my God, you never want to hang out. They'll be like, oh my God, what are you talking about? Like, I try to hang out with you all the time, but stuff just comes up. They will literally have plans to hang out with the boys and be texting you like, oh yeah, I'm going to pick you up at this time, knowing damn well they're going to their friend's house. And then when they get to their friend's house, they will text you and be like, oh no, something came up, just so that they can look like they're trying. What does that sound like to you? Evil, but people do it. Again, guys and girls alike, men more often. It just is what it is. So if this person, if this guy, if this man is not prioritizing spending time with you, he is wasting your time. He doesn't really care about you. He doesn't really, you guys are on the same page, and you should very much so move on. Moving on to number 2. The second thing, how to know if he's wasting your time, is if he never changes, okay? No matter how many conversations you've had, no matter how many just you've talked about it over and over and over again, and they say they're going to change and that you would change if you want to change. Shout out to Why Me. Like, that's a really big red flag if a person doesn't change, because it's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful after you've had the conversations, because then it becomes, oh, this is a choice. Oh, this is very intentional. Oh, this is very malicious. Oh, you're doing this hyper conscious. Like, and it just gets scary because you'll keep having the conversations and they just won't change. And you're sitting there thinking that you're crazy. Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way you just bull-faced, right? And I have a song called Too Many Times. My favorite line in the song is, apology with no action is manipulation. If somebody is saying they're sorry, but their actions don't show that, they are manipulating you. They are trying to get you to play into the part that they want you to play in while completely dodging accountability. Yeah, that's what that is. So that's just a dangerous person to be around, is a person that doesn't change. Like, for you to be stagnant, like, I'm the most afraid. I literally put that in a song yesterday, that people who do not character develop actually scare me. Like, how are you still the same person that you were when you were 16 years old? And now you're 25, now you're 30. And you think that you're keeping it real. I've been the same since I was babes. It's not a flex. You look crazy. It's not a flex. Be wary of people like that. And the last point that I have for how to know if he's wasting your time is that he doesn't want to meet your family, or like vice versa, right? He doesn't want to meet your family and he doesn't want you to meet his family. And this one can take a little bit of time to catch on to, right? Because when this was happening to me, so many times a guy will completely be faking it, right? Like, they'll say things of like, oh, like, when I meet your mom, or again, right? My whole thing is that you could be FaceTiming with his mom, when they're on FaceTime, he's, you say hi kind of thing. You could be talking to, on the phone. Oh, so-and-so says hi. Oh, I said hi, right? You could be doing all of that. But if you have not actually met them in real life, that is a big red flag, because just because you are talking to them and they know who you are on the phone, you do not know the narrative that they're saying to them when you get off the phone. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. And in real life, you can't fake that. You can't be doing all these stories and the webs and the lies. You can't do that. And so for me, I was never really like a red flag. It took me a while until it completely just combusted the day that he was supposed to like meet my parents. It was like terrible. But I really thought like, no, like this was like, yeah, like obviously like we've both talked about this. You've mentioned it. I've talked to your mom on the phone. You know, same kind of thing. And I'm just like, I didn't realize, bro, like guys just do that. Like they just will say that, but with no intention of ever actually doing that for whatever reason. And the biggest reason why it's a red flag and why I believe that guys have that problem is they're not ready to actually make you a part of their life. Like you meeting his mom, you meeting his friends, you actually integrating, like now you're a part of his life. And a lot of guys just don't want to do that. And a lot of guys don't do that with every girl, right? So they are, you know, selective in that case, but then again, that just lets you know how they really see you and how they've been seeing you the whole time. And it's like, oh, that's like, it's a very bitter pill to swallow, right? But it's just something that it's so sneaky. It's so sneaky because again, you are, you know, you've heard his mom on the phone and you've texted the sister and you've been in the, you guys follow each other and you're like, no, like they know who I am. But it's like, you do not know the narrative around who they think you are. And when something like that happens to you and like the shit really hits the fan, it's such a mind that it's like, if that's even happening, I just want to put that warning out there for you of like, just pay attention to that because he really is wasting your time because you're going to do all this stuff. You're going to go through all this emotional just turmoil and really thinking that this person wants to meet your family and you guys are going to be doing this and just actually being in a relationship, right? Taking that step. You're going to take all this energy and they just the whole time had no intentions of it. And they're just going to let you fall so far. And it's like, again, it's evil. I feel like it's evil. I really do feel like it's evil. But those are my 3 things that I have for you for how to know if he's wasting your time, okay? Doesn't prioritize spending time with you. He never changes no matter how many times you guys have had conversations. Again, broken promises, right? Apology with no action is manipulation. Boom, period. And doesn't want to meet your family. He doesn't want to be a part of your life. He doesn't want to actually integrate your lives together. And I hope that these 3 things, if even one of them you were thinking about and you're like, right? And you don't really know specifically, you have a further question, call the hotline, right? If any of this got you thinking, I would love to help you and just hear from you guys to decode this because I really wish that there was somebody that I could ask like my specific situation to. So that's what the hotline's for. And if you have not left us a review, please do. If you haven't left us a review, please do. And yes, I will see you guys next Wednesday. I love you so much. Bow. And we'll be back.